411 podcast, episode 33. It's your boy Trigon 411. And before I introduce you to my co-host, I just want you to know he won, as of 2020, he won Twitch Beta Male Streamer of the Year. Side thoughts?
Hey, betas are for cucks, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Yo, it's your boys. Yo, before I get into this bullshit,
Yo.
We back, fam.
Hey,
Yo, we back, fam. Let's fucking go.
Baby.
Let's fucking go.
Episode 30. Yo, last episode 32, July 2019. You dig? Since
bro,
then,
I graduated high school the last episode, my guy.
Yo,
the
bro.
Fuck we doing 20 years later?
I just learned how to ride a two-wheeler when we last did the episode, you heard? Yo, but we back better than ever.
We back.
You can find your boy on Twitter at Trigon4848. You can find me on twitch.tv. Over 1 million subs confirmed, /Trigon411, you dig?
You dig?
Sorry, wait, where can they find you for that beta male streamer of the year?
Yo, let's go. Game of the year, beta of the year. Last of Us 2, come find me. Yo.
Wow,
yo, what up, Peaches?
Yo, this man.
Tech Nerd, what up? But yo, you can find me at twitter.com/scythex_ and twitch.tv/scythex. What is good?
Hey,
so
listen,
33, let's get it.
Follow us, episode 33. Follow us on Instagram at FNG Podcast. We post 6 to 7 times a day, daily. We got an OnlyFans where we only post news confirmed. I'm just joking. iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, iOS. Shout out to the family members that are listening, guys. All jokes, comedy style. iOS users, Android users. You can find us on Spotify once I figures out how to redo that again. Dope.
Yeah, I don't remember how to do any of that. So
we just check for us in the next year or two when we come back for our next episode. You dig? Yo, shout out to everybody, FNG crew, Go Road crew, family, everybody for rocking with us. Shout out to Fly, shout out to Peaches, shout out to everybody. That's in attendance. Tech Nerd that's in attendance right now and will be rocking with us. We are officially back and we're taking over the podcast scene. We're going to be bigger than Joe Budden podcast, confirmed. Bigger than Joe Rogan. Who can do it like us?
Joe Rogan who, my guy?
Let's go.
Your wife's still with you? Now we sent them out to get milk. Let's go. We got 30 minutes.
Oh my God. Let's go, baby. Friday Night Gaming is back better than ever. And we love it. So we're gonna dive right into this thing. Again, shout out to, I'm giving the shout outs out first because we all the people that are gonna be listening. Shout out to my father, number one ranked player in the world.
What is good? Yes, the podcast is back. Let's go.
What's going on? Shout out to my dad, number one player in the world, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, deadliest assassin, number one player in the world. Shout out to my pops. He's 70 years old. Let's go.
Let's go, pops. Let's go. Yo, by the way, can you briefly describe the little heartache he had?
Oh man, listen,
with Black Flag, some dude trying to cheat. Thoughts?
Yo, listen, we had a hacker on a leaderboard. Dodorine, confirmed hacker. What up, Kane? Hacked the leaderboard. Pops was rising up the leaderboard. Got hacked for the first position. I hit Ubisoft. I hit all kind of customer service. They came back with nada every time. Customer service in video games is actually trash. They talk all this past shit about helping the gamers and fair play. When you go to them with confirmed evidence of hacking, they don't give a goddamn. They didn't even help them at all. They basically turned us away. He's still holding down the number one spot in Deadliest Assassin, but Prosperous Pirates remains to be seen. But unbelievable. Ubisoft, great company for developing games, trash company for customer service. And that's a fact, Jack.
That is a fact. And let me add, like, how much of a cuck do you got to be to cheat and hack on a game that's 10 years old?
Nah, that's a fact. That's
come on, fam.
You're the type of dude to sit in your basement lonely at night in the dark by candlelight trying to hack some bullshit. Like, that's so trash. You know what I mean? You got your little anime, like, oh yeah, like, come on, man, unbelievable. Let's go. Anyway, shout out to Pops for being number one in the world. Let's get it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, let's go. Uh, all right.
Yo,
Well, with that being said,
on that note,
33 is coming at you.
33 is on fire, my boy.
What happened Friday night?
Oh man, get into the drip.
Thoughts? Friday night,
fire drip.
As everyone knows, and if you don't know, the crew plays any video game, any kind of multiplayer video game that we feel like doing for the flavor of the week, I should say.
Oh yeah.
The crew gets together. We don't stream it. We just stay offline, have a good time. It's kind of like a old school split screen couch multiplayer, just online. Doing how it is. But
shout out to the OG members, Shanta,
Fly Life,
hell yeah, me and Cy, and then you got young Mav, Frank, Rock, Jay, all them.
Tone.
It's basically the three of us. You know what I mean? Tone. Shout out to
Facts. But to this day, Sean's is still trying to find himself on the map. But,
where are you guys?
But speaking of Sean's, to segue right back into Rocket League, because that's where we played Friday night, and this man carried us to victory on like
Sean with the air horn,
18 to 20 games. This dude was carrying us.
Yo, he had 3 to 4 goals a game, killing it.
Let me tell you, I've never been so miserable at a video game in my life until I tried mouse and keyboard on Rocket League for the first time. And Sean's
in the building. Let's go.
So many shout outs. Facts.
Hey, we back, baby. Back like we never left. We got to get the people who've been holding us down. We trying to, we had to take a break because now we're trying to rise to the top like them Grand's rolls in the oven. Let's get it, fat boys. Shut up. All right, my bad.
All right. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, so we rocked that Fire Rocket League game, you know what I'm saying? And it was a struggle. It was definitely a struggle trying to learn this with mouse and keyboard. If anyone has played Warzone with me, I'm getting better with keyboard movements, mouse and keyboard movements, but I still refuse to drive in the game. Because I'm horrendous at it.
This man driving Miss Daisy call Morgan Freeman out this, you dig?
Yeah.
So man, he looking all right.
Mouse and keyboard on Rocket League should be banned. You reported. Yeah, facts, dude. It's so friggin' hard, man. So yeah, Tech knows I don't want to drive in Warzone. So playing Rocket League on keyboard and mouse for the first time, the ball is going one direction. I'm trying to turn. I'm spinning in direct. My DPI was too high. I'm doing like corkscrews on the field. I don't know what was going on, but we figured it out, and somehow we won the most games in a row than we've ever won on console. So I don't,
because we were so trash ranked. Like we were playing on my party, and I had to start Rocket League all over again. I was a legend ranked before, and now I'm back at the bottom. Literally can't figure out what a ball is, and I think it ranked us where I am. So we were playing like the low of the low. We were playing like the Christmas noobs on Rocket League.
Dude, I had to fix my my space bar to be my jump button, because every friggin' time I tried to jump to hit the ball, I'm hitting space and it's switching my camera angles, and I'm like, what is happening? I was getting so mad. So I had to switch it. But what's the name? We kept going up against clans, and they were trying to fight us, and we were having verbal exchanges, I should say, with some people in the Rocket League chat. But it was all
we ain't gonna talk about
it. It was all in good fun though. But it's been a minute since we played Rocket League, and we had a blast on Friday night. So shout out to the crew for getting on and doing their thing. And with that being said, I'm gonna roll it to the one and only Trigon, who's been. Let me tell you, in this hiatus, he's been crushing it on OnlyFans. So Try, what's on your mind, buddy?
Yo, real quick. I'm dead, bro. $6.99. You can get all kind of shops. No, real talk. This week in gaming, I've been playing basically Rocket League and Ghost of Tsushima, which is basically the game of the generation. Like it's the greatest game to ever live, confirmed, and nobody can tell me any different. That's a fact. Anyway, it's the greatest.
False.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest game to me. I mean, it did win Game of the Year. Oh wait a minute, it didn't. Anyway, it's my game. That's what I've been gaming on. Sorry, real quick. What you been playing?
Diving back into Warzone after a little break. Checking out Cold War. I got Fly Life in the building. Let's go.
Fly
the
Life
cuck himself.
One of the original OG gangsters, Cut Con president. Let's get your flip flops in his box back.
By the way, Cut Con 2021 to be determined.
Nah, that's a fact. COVID, wear your mask.
Yeah, right. So Warzone, me and Fly actually have been dabbling in Apex again, and let me tell you, it's fun. It's fun. It was nice change of pace. Yeah, it was a nice change of pace, and you know how like you can slide pretty well in Warzone. I forgot how much you slide in Apex, man.
Yeah.
You're like, you could slide a whole building almost. It's crazy, but so yeah, we were doing that Cold War, and then I was lucky enough after everyone witnessed my meltdowns and battles on Twitter for over a month and a half to get a PS5. I finally got one, and I've been rocking Spider-Man, the remastered version, trying to knock out that DLC. So,
man, that's fire. That's fire.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that's what we've been doing as far as gaming. Moving on to the next segment, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over with a side. So, real quick, side, tell us what's on your mind, Playboy. Let's get it.
I'm gonna keep it simple because it triggered me a few years ago. It triggered me. Low key, it triggered me, and it's funny because the game. Let me get into it. So Horizon is due. Barring any setbacks, is due to come out this year. What's also rumored to be coming out this year is
what's going on?
One Shot. Let's get it.
One Shot.
What's rumored to be coming out this year as well is Breath of the Wild 2. Now it's not confirmed. It's
beat Breath of the Wild for game of it. Oh, never mind. Sorry, my bad.
Fam, you want to calm down for a second? Don't get me triggered on day one, my guy. No, but yeah. So Breath of the Wild is quote unquote rumored to come out this year. I don't think it is because we're not really getting an official announcement, but the year is still, it's only January, so you never know. We could probably be playing Breath of the Wild around Christmas time this year, and I would guess Horizon as well. But the problem is, last time Horizon came out, I feel like it was a general consensus that Horizon was the game of the year. And because it came out in March, and then you go up against the Zelda beast later in the year, one, it's the flavor, like it's the last thing that's in your mind is Zelda.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it's actually Zelda. So people go crazy for this IP. It's all kinds of nostalgia. Everybody knows it,
Hell yeah. Zelda's like a cult. It's like literally a religion.
Right. So Horizon is going up against possibly Zelda again. And if this is the case, it's 100% going to lose Game of the Year again.
I mean, you hate to see it?
You really do. It drives me crazy because I don't think it deserved it, but that's many episodes ago of why. But I think honestly, Horizon, you don't need to rush out these games. It's only year one. I would bump it back and not fight against a powerhouse game if you're trying to get the most recognition for your exclusives. That's my opinion. And again, Breath of the Wild might not even come out this year. It's rumored, but again, you're still young. But I'm just hoping Horizon doesn't get screwed. and it's actually a good game. It's got to be a good game first before it gets screwed. So we'll see what happens.
100%.
Try, what's on your mind, buddy?
Kane said, I think game of the year should be by system, to be honest. I mean, that's a valid point. That's a great point. But the only difficulty with that, Xbox what would they put up for game of the year? They don't make any games.
They refuse to make games.
Yeah. So real quick, Ghost of Tsushima, this is what's on my mind, and it's what's been on my mind since I played it. Ghost of Tsushima came out. I played probably 4 or 5 hours of it. The Game Awards came. Last of Us 2 won. Last of Us 2 is a masterpiece, no doubt. I can't even argue that. Here's the reality, though. Game of Tsushima, gaming is personal to everybody who plays games. Game of Tsushima is the greatest game I've ever played, definitively, hands down, and here's why. You have stealth, you have action, you have brutality, you have Samurai Code of Bushido, you have a narrative that is uncomparable to any narrative that's ever been told. Every single person you meet in the game is a different narrative. It's unbelievable, and it's like a multi-episode narrative. You're getting all kind of stuff. Everything you do in the game successively helps you to either build up your armor or build up your ghost weapons. Your legend continues. It's everything I've ever wanted in any game, and Ghost of Tsushima is my game of the generation, my game of my life, bro. Like, it's the greatest game ever to me, and it's a personal thing. Like I said, to me, Last of Us 2 won. I get it. It's a masterpiece, no doubt. But Ghost of Tsushima is unbelievably good. The only knock on it, some of the graphics got pulled back. There was definitely a downscale for the graphics, but Ghost of Tsushima is my game of the year, hands down, no questions asked, even though it didn't win. And that's the story, and I'm sticking to it, my boy. I still haven't played Zelda, but I definitely got to get on that, and that's a fact.
I mean, I still got to play Ghost, so I can't hate your assessment.
Yeah,
but it's hard to believe it, knowing how great The Last of Us 2 was.
Here this is the thing. Shout out to Lady Infamous. She said, when the Game Awards happened, Lady Infamous said Ghost of Tsushima should have won the Game of the Year, and I basically crushed her. I was like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. Last of Us 2 is the GOAT. It can't be beat. The production, this, that, and the third. I had to apologize to her publicly on Twitter. Like, she's 100% correct, especially for a new IP. Ghost of Tsushima, once you play it, you'll see, for a new IP to take us into different thoughts, like, unbelievable. Kane said, try if you want to give away Ghost of Tsushima, I'll take it. We might do a giveaway for Ghost. Whoever view for the next 100 episodes, if you can view every single minute of every episode for the next 100 episodes, I'll do a giveaway. Thoughts? All right. Anyway,
hey.
No one can stand
that. You get a Prime sub to Try's OnlyFans.
That's funny. This man, wild, Chief. But yeah, that's Ghost of Tsushima. So I would suggest everyone playing it, even if, no matter what kind of, if you like RPGs, sports, no matter what game you like, you got to play Ghost just to get a feel for it and kind of see what I see. But,
I heard Ghost story was nuts. I mean, you've said it. I've seen other people say it. I was extremely disappointed when you talked about how bad the graphics were.
No, the graphics. I wanted to get. We both were. When they showed that thing in 2019 or 2018, the graphics were unbelievable. Like the leaves, individual leaves flowing from trees, and you could literally see the veins on the leaves. Huge scale back on the graphics, which turned me off. I'm not a graphics whore, but it turned me off immediately. But as I continued to play, and the fact that every single character that you meet and every single mission is literally its own backstory, but that's the thing, it's not completely disjointed. All the stories are actually, they tie them together at different points in the game. So you'll be doing stuff, wondering why, and then something will happen, and you're like, oh shit. That's what they've been doing all along. It blows your mind. The game is crazy.
And I heard, I guess when you play on PS5, you play it on, I guess, quote unquote boost mode, which gives you 60 frames of graphics enhanced, and it really changes the whole experience of the game.
Nah, that's I'm playing on that broke Station 4 PS4. So I can't speak to that, but definitely
Gamecast. You got that on
that
Gamecast.
that Fire Genesis. You know what I mean?
That's
No,
Sega CD.
I'm definitely playing at 25 frames, my guy.
Hey,
980p. Let's get it.
yo. Speaking of 25 frames, I when I booted up Spider-Man Remaster, um, it defaulted to 30 frames on PS5. I'm like, what? I'm
That's
like,
wild. That's
this
crazy.
this feels like the same game. What is happening? And then I go
Damn.
to the options to like the video quality, and it says
Oh, you had to
change.
reset it.
I had to change it to first of all, you have to make sure the game is on PS5 mode because there's two modes. And then secondly, in game, you got to change it to performance mode for 60 frames. And I was like,
Damn, that's
Jesus, it
wild.
was like a different game. I was swinging all over the place. I was like, this is crazy. But 30 frames on PS5, I was like, I felt like I was crawling.
Damn. I can only imagine that's
Yeah.
trash. That's crazy.
But
So moving forward,
that
real quick.
it's what?
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just segue for the PS5. I'm just gonna get into this really quick. Everyone knows the struggles I had getting a PS5. Everyone else is having struggles getting a PS5. It's impossible. It's. I feel like it's a little bit easier now that Christmas is over, but during like November to New Year's, basically, it was like almost impossible. And I just randomly got lucky, but to make it worse, like not only was inventory bad, and this is to my point, postal workers were stealing consoles during their deliveries. Like, I talked to somebody at Walmart while I was waiting for my console, like one of the workers. He was like, we're supposed to be getting 40 consoles in. Last time they said that, we got half of it because they quote unquote lost a whole pallet. And I was like, what? Like, delivery drivers are stealing consoles. They're not making it on the trucks.
Bro, because they were selling for $1,000.
I know, it was crazy.
And the bots were OD. I saw a girl get dragged, literally stomped. Her face was stomped out because a girl took her console. Like it was wild. And the whole time I'm laughing because, as you guys know, I'm not rocking PS5 till 2022. So this has been like the greatest comedy of my life. I mean, obviously I want to decide to get one, but like the fact that people
I was
were
so triggered,
dying and trying to kill each other to get it, I'm like, bro, what's happening?
Yeah, it was nuts though, because it like seeing like a United States postal worker stealing it. Amazon delivery drivers were taking them. UPS,
you ain't
right? Like, come on. And Amazon,
it's a PS5. I'm good.
Amazon was delivering consoles, and you open the box, and it was like cabbage and like random stuff in the box.
What about Target delivering PS5s in the PS5 box on your doorstep?
Yeah,
like, bro, in some neighborhoods they're like, nah, we got that.
Yeah, that was such a mistake. How do you deliver something in the factory box?
That's like delivering a necklace and just putting it on the doorstep, like
hanging it on the doorknob and say, hopefully nobody takes it. But I don't know, man. Anyways, the PS5s were struggle throughout the whole process, and it continues to be.
Damn, that's wild. Speaking of wild, epic disasters, real quick, I know this is an old story, but this is our episode. This is our comeback season, so we gotta hit it. Cyberpunk, and I'm gonna try to move on. I'm not gonna let it linger because this brings up memories of Sean Murray and that stupid game that he made that's still alive for no reason.
What game is that?
I'm so triggered by it, I can't even remember the freaking title. It's the game with 1 billion planets where you just fly around and do nothing the whole time. Freaking
No Man's Try.
No Man's Sky. Yo, I have a mental block on that game in my head. No Man's Sky. Sean Murray took people's money. He did like a GoFundMe, took people's money, delivered a game with nothing to do in it, went into hiding for a year, and then came back and fixed it up and was like, oh, this should be here, like backup fool. Anyway, Cyberpunk, real quick. Everybody knows what happened with Cyberpunk. Here's the latest update. The demo at E3 2019 was a fake demo. They admitted to like, and they put so much work into the fake demo that it actually pushed the development of the game back, which is so dumb. They thought it would be ready for 2022, but pressures from investors made them push it out now. They knew the game was literally broken for PS4 and Xbox, last gen consoles. People got full refunds. Initially, PlayStation was not refunding people, and then PlayStation said, "Okay, CD Projekt Red, we're going to refund people, but you're not going to be selling your game on our platform anymore," which is wild because PlayStation sold like 90 million units. So now you have a whole basically online store that's not selling your game. They still sold 13 million copies, which made they made it the money that they lost in marketing and development. So they still made it out, but in my estimation, CD Projekt Red, which I guess they're famous from The Witcher 3 and some other projects, they have to be held accountable for what they've done. And I feel like they were like, "Oh, our bad. Here's your money back," but they still made mad money by selling 13 million
They were
copies.
the
And I guess
number one selling game. They crushed it.
That's what I'm saying. So I guess like here's the reality: they still sold well and they still made mad dough because the game did work. I heard it ran beautifully on the PC and the game worked and it was actually a good game. I don't want to see them die per se, but I want to see their feet held to the fire more. And I really feel like it's like in this generation, we're just forgiving. Like we forgave Sean Murray for No Man's Sky. Like that, I'm sorry, Sean Murray should have been done.
Bungie gets forgiven every year. Like they pump out a new expansion, they're forgiven. A month later, they're in the shitter.
Dead facts. He says dev companies are focusing too much on selling the game with pretty trailers and false promises, and then don't deliver a complete quality game. That is a dead fact. I can't think of one. Well put, Fly. I can't think of one game this entire gen that was outside. Maybe okay, God of War, Spider-Man. Think about how many games were not complete, were just pushed out, and then they're like, "Oh, you don't want that full experience? Get that DLC for $30, fam." Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Sorry, pops. Yeah, not 9 o'clock. Our bad. We went a little bit early. We went a little bit early at 8:30. Sorry about that. But you haven't missed too much of the show. We're still getting into our main topic. Shout out to my pops for coming through.
Hey, let's go. Let's sound the horn.
Number one ranked player in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Deadliest Assassin, is currently in the chat. People, let's go. Anyway, CD Projekt Red. Tech said they are too busy trying to get the game out and free and focus on how they can monetize everything. Yes, exactly, Tech. And that's the problem with gaming now. The board of directors at these companies are pushing broken games out just to monetize the DLC and literally saying, "Hey," and these companies are being praised for patches that are coming out post production. Like, don't praise these companies for coming up with patches. You should be destroying them for making an incomplete game. But I could go on about this forever, so I won't. But
no, Cyberpunk apparently does look great on PC. I was one of the cucks that bought one. I haven't played it yet. It's in my list of many new games to play. However, it was a complete and utter failure of epic proportions on console. So they need to stop licking their wounds and just like do some sort of action to rectify this.
No, 100%.
I feel like they're just sitting back and it's just making them look bad. They're pumping out all these PR bullshit, comments, and it's like
they're just trying to spin it.
Stop telling me stuff that we already knew and been telling you for a couple months. Like, just fix the problem, make the game playable for everyone the way you intended.
Yeah, and they knew it was broken, but like I said, the investors, everybody knows they just push the game out to make the money and then monetize the back end with DLC and PR. Think about the money they could have made had they not had they would have doubled their profits had they not had to process all those refunds. So take the time, make the complete game, and you would have doubled your money. So it's really ignorant for them to do that. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They were getting crazy with and they were trying to like they were trying to tell their publishers to accept refunds, and Sony was like, nah. Hold up.
Like, nah, fam.
Not today, not today, Junior.
They were like, give us that refund money first. It's like, no, hand over the item and I'll give you the money later. Like, nah, fam. You're giving us the money right now. And we're taking your game down, by the way.
Yeah, so
crazy article.
Yeah, go ahead. Dive in.
Crazy article. New York Times article. Cy hit me with it today. Children's screen time has soared in a pandemic, alarming parents and researchers. So they're talking.
I hit you with this article because I know you would have some sort of passionate argument for it. So I'm ready for it.
Here's the thing. One quote in the article, the mother says to her son, who's increased it. This one kid, 14 years old, used to go hiking, play football, do all the different kinds of sports. She said to him, now that his screen time has doubled, he plays Xbox like 6-7 hours a day. She goes, what are you going to do when you're married and stressed? Tell your wife that you need to play Xbox? She said during the interview. And
absolutely.
That's a viable answer. Here's the problem. Here's the reality. Let me tell you something about parents. Parents are who they are. This pandemic, people think sports and the things that happen to you actually reveal you or build your character. No, it just reveals it. Let me tell you about parents and kids and different things. This pandemic, it exposed parents for their lack of parenting. Here's the reality, and I get it. If you some of us have kids, some of us don't. Here's the reality. If you have a pandemic where you're forced to stay indoors, here's the reality. You still have options. This thing is talking about parents lacks their time on the iPad. Like, instead of just saying, okay, Johnny Jones, you can use it for an hour, they let them use it for 6. They're like, okay. And I get the point. They're saying in an article, the researcher is saying you use your iPad and your computer for school for 7 hours. And then they're like, okay, you should get off now. And he's like, but I want to play my game. So now you go from playing games to being on your computer, completely like for 15 hours a day now. So they're basically saying, because school is on the computer and all your social interaction is now on the computer, you're basically on there 24 hours a day. And here's the reality. That may be true, but at the same time, and then the researcher said, it's like going to a bar and trying to preach abstinence. It's like, hey guys, stop. Hey, everybody stop drinking for a second. People are like, fam, we trying to get tossed up. So if you're in your house 24/7, I get being on a screen is dope and it's needed at times, but at the same time, you have the option for your kid to say, hey, why don't we talk? Why don't we play a board game? Why don't we go for a walk? There's other options and other things you can do. And here's why people don't do it, because it's harder. Trust me, it's hard having 2 kids in the house 24/7 and tell them don't go on your screen. I have not given my kids an iPad one time during the whole pandemic. Now, I'm not a superhero. I'm just saying I find other things for them to do. Not that they haven't watched TV or nothing, but you have to be creative. You have to figure out other ways to satisfy your kids, other ways to do stuff. And trust me, I'm a gamer. I want to game 24 hours a day. I can't do that because I know it's not healthy. And this article is crazy to me because it's basically saying, parents have kind of thrown up their hands. What can I do? He needs to play his game. He needs to go to school on a computer. Yo, pull his ass up off that computer and have him talk to you, have him play Monopoly, have him go for a walk, have him do anything, ride his bike in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Like, just make sure the stove's closed. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you, but like throwing your kid on an iPad for 14 hours a day, yeah, you go ahead and have like the next like Unabomber, because that ain't gonna work, Chief. So that's my little rant, bro. Like, I can't stand people and parents making excuses for not wanting to raise their children properly, bro. Like,
but I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, what Try's not saying is that the games are creating violent people or anything like that, because that's just a different conversation in general that everyone 100%. Continuously needs to have for some reason. But extended screen time, like back in the day, I played a lot of sports, and that's just me. I'm not saying everyone's, into sports or whatever, but that was my outdoor activity, like that was my thing. Everyone has an activity, I would think, outside that they enjoy to do, or they don't know they enjoy it until your parents bring it to you. So it's like, I don't know, man. I couldn't sit in my room for hours and play Nintendo NES or Super Nintendo. I would I would go outside first, and then I would wind down with gaming. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
Or if it's raining, that's a different story. It was like a special occasion. Yo, I'm gaming for 5 hours. It's raining outside, whatever. But
Yeah.
you know, it's weird. It's hard with the pandemic. I feel like everyone's using it as a built-in excuse.
No, they are, and also, there is some blame to be put on the gaming companies. I mean, they can just say, "Take your kid off our game." Here's the thing: you as well as I know, Si, these games that are developed now are grinds. Like, if you're not going to pay for all the VC or whatever the coins to increase your character, you have to. There's daily challenges on Rocket League. There's daily challenges on COD. There's daily. They're making these things to where you
have to log in.
You have to log in every day. Fortnite, they're making it every day. There's new challenges.
You want to complete the battle pass, you got to do the challenges. You want to do the challenges, you got to log in every day.
And here's the reality. I don't blame the kids whatsoever. If I'm a kid, when I was 11, my mom's had to pull me off that Nintendo when it first dropped. I was on Punch Out all day. She's like, "Hey, get your fat ass up out of here and go play football or something." Like, no, she had to take the Lay's and Oreos from me, or else I would have been $6. Like, here's the thing: you have to get your kids, bro. Like,
mine would, like, not to cut you off, mine would just rip it out of the wall and be like, "You're not playing this." I'm like, "Fuck, man, come on."
Bro. And now when they're like, when you take the iPad from a kid, they're like, he threatened to tell the therapist. Like, shut up, bro. Like, I can't. I'm not of this generation, so I don't really understand it. But I know from a parenting perspective, like, there's certain things you have to do. Your kid might not like you for it, but you're going to be saving their life. So these people who are letting these cats go on the screen, and I do believe that, like, looking at social media, Instagram, it does lead to, like, depression and anxiety, because you're literally watching everyone else do things and you're judging yourself based on what their lives are and what they're doing, and it makes you feel badly. And I get that. But you have to limit, like, how do you stop cyberbullying? You turn the power on your computer off. Like, that's the funniest thing to me. I mean, granted, it's nuanced. Like, that's not entirely true, but there are ways
I get what you
like,
mean, though.
Do things that are different. You know what I mean? That's it.
One Shot says, "My wife understands that I play Xbox as a stress reliever and an outlet."
100%.
Yep, that's how it is.
And
I can't go to sleep unless I've gamed for 2 hours. Like, it's just the way it is.
That's how it is, man. That's real stuff.
Yeah, so I knew that article would have would spark a conversation. That's why I said it too. But
if anybody in the chat, has kids or whatever, or feels any kind of way, let us know for sure.
Yeah, any type of way, just let us know in the comments. Moving on quickly. Let me tell you how excited I am with the Star Wars brand as far as gaming goes.
Hell yeah, I saw
dude. Star Wars lost, or let me start over. EA lost exclusivity to the Star Wars brand, and the Star Wars brand is now funneling everything, no matter what publisher is producing these games or whatever. It's all coming out of Lucas Gaming or Lucasfilms Games. I can't remember offhand, but basically EA is not the only one making Star Wars games, which has been the case for quite a while, multiple years. That's why you only see Battlefront and stuff like that coming out, because it's all EA properties.
EA losing exclusivity is amazing off the jump. It's great.
I wish that would be the case with the NFL, but that's a different conversation. But no, with Star Wars, the first developer that's jumping on board is Ubisoft Massive. Now, that's huge, because Ubisoft Massive is the developers that make Division 1 and Division 2. And if you know anything about the Division, whether you like the gameplay, whether you like the story or don't like the story or whatever, you know your environment is going to be insane. It's the
Yeah.
100% like confidence in a developer that your world is going to be insane in that video game. They've done New York and they've done DC in a
Right, yeah.
one-to-one model. Like the
That's dope.
brick is the same brick that you would find on on a monument. Like they're so heavily detailed in environments and the world space, open world space, that them creating an open world Star Wars game is super exciting to me, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, that actually sounds fire.
Yeah, and I think Ubisoft has another one coming, and then there's another developer that I can't think of.
Damn.
Um, but yeah, no, there's a couple Star Wars games in the pipeline that are coming from different developers, which is exciting for the brand. So
Franchise, yeah, for sure. I can't, and I still can't wait. Like you said, Battlefront 2 is just free on Epic the
yeah,
other day.
and
So
that story is insane.
yeah, and I just copped that and
Yeah,
downloaded it.
so
So that's gonna be
I'm
fire.
excited. Give me a Jedi in the Division world, and I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good,
hell yeah,
guy.
hell yeah.
Um,
Um, just going into briefly, there's not a lot of news that we have for to be honest with you about the three major companies, and we're gonna start adding PC to this lineup. So Microsoft, I'm really there's thought crickets like Microsoft. There's
yeah,
really nothing to say. Microsoft released their most powerful console that isn't running as good as the less powerful console. I don't know how that works, but it isn't running as good as Sony in general. But um, Games Pass again. Games Pass is actually dope. Like you pay
it's
like
Game Pass is killing it.
yeah, Game Pass is fire. Like you pay whatever you pay, $5, $10, I don't know what it is, and then you get access to like hundreds of games in the Microsoft library. So
Yeah, like
that's,
for
I mean,
like right now, try if you go
yeah.
on Game Pass. What remains of Edith and Finch is the new
Hey,
game.
let's get it,
Um,
Finch.
but
Yo, that
no,
game won awards, bro.
no, it did. But like you're getting quality games with the pass is my
Yeah,
point. And
right.
like Injustice 2, which is one of my favorite fighting games of last gen.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
not only was it a fighting game, it had a crazy story to it. So and
Yeah,
it's just, it was awesome. But it's just like Halo, Sea of Thieves, Doom, Gears of War, Gears of War, like all these big games that Microsoft produces, you have at the tip of your fingers on PC or on the
yeah.
console.
No, that's a
Um,
fact. And for me, like Kane said, I love Injustice 2.
Yo,
Yeah, Kane,
Kane,
if you
if you have Game Pass, it's free right now in Justice
and
2.
you can do on Xbox or P. And here's the thing, I'm I'll never buy an Xbox because I have a PC. So for me, if I want to
Right.
like I want to go back and play Gears 5 because I love the Gears franchise. Um, can I Yo, by the hey, look, Laser Focus just ruined a surprise. Hey, listen, we giving
Man.
out we giving out free COVID vaccines at the end of the pod. So whoever makes it to the end of the pod is getting a free COVID vaccine. We gonna
Hey,
give you
let's
shot number
go.
1. We don't got shot number 2 yet, but just come back and see us. We're probably gonna cancel your appointment though. So she got it on PS4 as well.
Nice.
Yeah, no, that's dope. But like I said, Games Pass, if you have a PC or Xbox, that's the way to go. I don't even know why you would buy a game unless you want like that new game. But like I would go back and play Gears 5 and stuff like that because it's something that I missed on Xbox or whatever.
Yeah,
So
no, I missed Gears 3 because I didn't have Xbox. I played 1 and 2 on I think 360, and then I think 3 went to the new one, if
yeah,
I'm mistaken. But
yeah,
I missed it because I didn't have that gen of console. But get going on Game Pass, I was like, oh, I can jump to Gears 4 and 5, and I played both of them, and it was perfect, man. I dip into old Halo games again. It's just Game Pass on PC. Like I don't need the new Xbox with Game Pass. It's
yeah,
just not something I need. Give me all first of all, they don't have great exclusives yet, and I know they're quote unquote coming. Who knows? Whatever. But the exclusives on Sony are always fire. So I'm good with that console. And most of the exclusives for Xbox are also available on PC. So Xbox is just a dead console to me from the start. And it's just like they already lost next gen. I don't know how they did it, but they already lost next gen in my eyes. They actually killed themselves.
How you gonna be at the start line? The gun just went off and the game's called.
The gun just went off into like themselves because they're like, yo, here's a new system. It's fire. But we're giving you all the games on PC for free with Game Pass. So sign up there. And you're like, wait, what? I don't need the console. Okay, cool.
This ain't even no Xbox hating podcast. The reality is you only make third-party games, which I can play on Sony along with my other Sony exclusives. Then any game that you guys make exclusively, air quotes, is on PC. So
like Assassin's Creed, you don't need it on Xbox. You can play that anywhere.
An Xbox fan is going to have to tell me why I should buy an Xbox. You can't convince me.
There's no reason.
There's no argument you can make for me to get Xbox.
Forza and Halo is not a good enough reason.
Right, and here's the reality. I'll play that on PC. Like, I'm good.
And can they come out with a launch exclusive? How they did this last time?
How you gonna launch it? How you gonna launch a system with only third-party games?
Like, come on, you can't do that, man. You can't do that. If you're a consumer and you're like, oh shit, Sony has Spider-Man, I can get that shit day one.
Yeah.
Xbox, what do you got?
Miles Morales, all that. Like,
yeah, third-party games that I can also play on Xbox after I'm done with Spider-Man. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get the PlayStation. Like, there's no incentive to get Xbox at this point.
That's a fact. Really quickly, Nintendo, to be honest with you, Nintendo's been low key, unless you're like a Super Nintendo fan. I'm a casual Nintendo fan. I don't have the Switch, but I know a lot of my people do. I don't hear anything about Nintendo. I know Sai hit me the other day and was like, there's a Switch Pro, and I'm like, what? They're still like they're in this gen. I literally haven't heard anything about Nintendo
for like a good year and a half.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah, like Breath of the Wild was the last thing that I heard about Nintendo.
Like every so often they release a new fighter for Smash Brothers, but they're really under the radar big time. But apparently they're coming out with a Switch Pro, which is going to handle 4K graphics. But
how you going to jump from 550p to 4K? That's wild.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how do you do like switch graphics and then try to, I don't know, man. It's just
it's crazy.
The graphics on a Nintendo Switch is so outdated. And they're just gonna like polish it up and add a little gloss to it and be like, oh yeah, 4K, let's go.
Hell yeah.
Oh no.
And then we already talked about Sony and things like that. So we can actually get to the burning question segment real quick. And I'll read these to you real quick. So shout out to Jay. He actually hit us. He had two questions. First question is the KFC console the true future of gaming?
Bruh. What? let me tell you. Looking this thing up.
Spartacus. That's a funny name. Spartacus said, "Don't hate on the Switch."
Bro. I have a Switch. It's awesome, but I haven't. Dude, I haven't had the need to buy a game on a Switch in a good couple years. So it's just it's crazy.
720p graphics in 2021 just ain't it for me, Chief. Yeah. And again, I'm not a graphics whore, but 720p in 2021 is not it. And that's just that's a fact. I'm not hating. That's a fact.
So real quick, with this KFC console, is
it fire though?
This thing is pretty fucking cool. I'm not even lying. You heard it here first. Chat. Like, just look at that and tell me it's not cool. For anyone
Yeah,
listening, I just put the link in chat for the KFC
hold on,
console.
bro. Is this an air fryer, my guy?
Bro,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you look at it and it's like this looks like an electric like
bro,
bucket of chicken.
is that a hold up? You can put. Does your GeForce graphics card heat up the chicken?
Yeah.
I'm dead, fam.
That's
Oh
what
my
I'm saying.
god.
Like your console, the
They
heat
can't
coming
be
off of
serious,
your
bro.
console is heating up the chicken on the top of the console.
Fam, I'm legitimately dead right now.
Yeah.
So this
And
is
this thing is completely real.
yo, it got better specs. I didn't even go hold you. It got better specs than my PC. This thing got an i9 processor.
Dude, that's
Bro,
what I'm
it got
saying. This thing is a fucking
a
powerhouse. It's got an RTX card in it, 1 gig SSD, and,
wow.
and it can keep your fried chicken warm. Thoughts?
Bro,
Like, oh, sign me
bro,
up. I'm good.
I can't even put my chicken near my computer. You know what I mean? It's the new
You
evolution.
want that extra crispy 4K gaming? Let's fucking go,
Yo, let's
buddy.
get that extra crispy Rocket League, my guy.
Yo,
Living in 3020, bro.
yo, that's a fact.
Hold up,
KFC,
hold up. But what if the controllers are greaseless controllers? So when you touch the chicken and
fam.
you touch your controller, the grease just slips off.
Like
It
a
doesn't
George
stay.
Foreman grill, it
Yeah.
just leaks down.
Yo, I'm dead off this KFC console, bro. That is wild, Chief. Like, how you gonna have an i9 processor in that bitch? Like, I'm
Yeah,
dead right now.
your
Yo,
fried chicken got better specs than a
bro,
Switch. Your fried
I
chicken got better specs than a PS4.
yo, 25, bro. That's what I'm saying. Fly like 2,500, and I can't even fry below. Bro, I can't put food next to my computer. That should break, bro. Two grand down the drain. You know what? I should have held out. KFC, the console might be the future of gaming. Dead ass.
Yo,
Oh
that's what
my
I'm
god.
saying. It's as Kane said, it's satire. It's a gimmick. But it's a powerhouse gimmick that's gonna work.
Yeah, that's
So it's
actually
like
that's
it's
actually really fun.
crazy, and it's interesting, weird, and super innovative in my opinion. It's crazy. It's just
I
funny to me.
legitimately thought it was a joke,
Me
but
too. And then like I go to the site, I'm like, this thing is fucking real. I'm like, what the
yo,
hell?
hold up, it's VR ready, my boy.
Dude, this thing's a powerhouse machine
Yo, that's wild.
that heats
That's
up your
wild.
chicken. Like it's
That's
nuts.
crazy. Um,
KFC's living in 3021,
yo,
as
nah,
Fly said.
yo,
Like,
that's a fact. Yo, you gonna go to KFC? Let me get that bucket and that controller, my guy.
yo,
Um,
let me get Assassin's Creed and a bucket of extra crispy. Let's go.
the second question Jay asked, streaming game services are convenient and with a huge list of games available in GeForce Now and Stadia, how long till streaming becomes a norm? So I think he's asking, will there ever be 3D projected gaming, watching people move on projection in front of, wow. That's
That'd be
actually a
dope.
good laser focus. Great
Like
question.
hologram gaming.
Great question. Um, I feel like you know, not to nerd out right now, the holodeck from Star Trek is the ultimate evolution in gaming. And when Laser Focus just asked that question, it just reminded me of the holodeck. Any nerds out there in Star Trek used to go into this room and it literally just changed into anything you wanted it to be in any environment. And it was like dead, it was like dead ass real. Like you could really touch stuff and really be there and get knocked down. And so
Yo, in
3D,
cartoons, it was the same thing. Like, if you ever
yeah,
watched like the X Men cartoon back in the day, their training ground, their training simulations were like
yeah.
legit, man. You walk into this room, and all of a sudden you're in Manhattan fighting these giant robots, and it's all a simulation.
Yeah.
You didn't need any
That would
gear. You just walked into the room, and they hit the on button.
that would actually be like
It'd
that
be
would be
insane.
wild to have that, especially if you didn't have to wear anything on your eyes. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think any of us will live long enough to even touch that. But
that sounds like a lot of projection, smoke screen and mirrors, and
yeah, like
like
we don't. I don't think.
pixelized walls and all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
nah, we don't even have technology to do that right now. So I don't think that'll be any time in the next 100 years. But I can't say that for a fact. But that would be crazy if they had that.
Hey, I mean, people got to see what was it, Michael Jackson do a concert, or Tupac or something like that.
Yeah, with a hologram. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually true. I mean, who in 100 years, who the hell knows? Because technology, Moore's law, exponential growth, all that stuff is crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, no, holodeck. Yeah, that would actually be the ultimate. Like, see, if they had a holodeck, I would never leave that room. Like, I would never leave that room. Like, legitimately, like never.
Yeah, that'd
That
be
would be
pretty dope.
so going back to what Jays was asking,
Yeah, what's the
Stadia,
question again?
he said, with gaming, basically streaming game services are convenient, and with a huge list of games available in GeForce Now and Stadia, how long till streaming becomes the norm?
I don't.
I'm pretty sure Stadia was a failure. Absolutely, to be honest with you. GeForce Now, definitely games are in there. Stream,
Google has enough money to make it not a failure. Like they're
yeah,
keeping it afloat themselves.
yeah, no, I definitely think streaming games will actually become the norm. I think right now it's like I said, it's the first iteration is always going to have bumps and it's not going to be
Yeah.
popular. I mean, you look at VR. Like VR is finally coming into its own 30 years later.
You're
You know,
and you're fighting everyone's at home internet.
yeah,
Like
plastic streaming is the norm.
correct, but what I'm saying, like if you're only getting 30 megabytes of download and upload speed, or 5 upload speed, and you're supposed to be pulling down this 4K gaming experience from the cloud, your experience is going to be different than mine on fiber. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like that's why I think it's failing, because they're over promising in areas that they have no control over.
yeah. See, and I'm confused by Fly's statement. Streaming is the norm. I'm not sure what that means, but
Streaming is the
like,
norm as far as just worldwide entertainment. Everyone's streaming
oh yeah,
something.
oh yeah, yeah. 100, no, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Like literally, all I have on my television is literally apps that I stream from. So
Right. So
eventually,
what if one of
eventually,
those
you're
one of
gonna
those
get.
apps was GeForce Now, and you just
Yeah,
click it
no,
on your TV,
no,
and then boom, you
100%.
just pick up your controller.
Once they get to the point where I think it will become mainstream. Once we get to the point where people's internet is not trash. Like when Fly hit me with his internet speeds, you hit me with your internet speed side. I'm literally getting a tenth of what you guys are getting. I can't stream Netflix without having like a loading screen. So
Like a buffer.
yeah, like a buffer screen. Like until they can make it seamless, it's not going to be the norm because people can deal with that with shows. I'm telling you right now in gaming, people ain't trying to have that buffer screen at all. Imagine like you're number two, you're number three in Warzone, and then the screen buffers. Fam,
Yeah.
you'll break a window. Like
Yeah.
until it becomes until we get guaranteed locked speeds of like 100 plus, or maybe 50 plus locked, like no matter what, with no drops, streaming games can't be the norm. I don't think. That's just my
Hmm.
opinion. Who
Yeah,
I might
I
be
agree.
wrong. You
Yeah,
know?
it depends on the game too.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you probably would have a better experience with shittier internet if you played Nintendo games. Not to bag on Nintendo, but like
No.
a lower graphical quality game,
Oh yeah, not like Super
you'll
Meat
have a
Boy.
better
Like
experience.
Super Meat Boy, you can
Yeah,
play
like a
stream.
2D platform or something like
Yeah.
that.
No, streaming could work now. It's just any of like the intense games, like the graphically intense games that require a lot. So,
Yeah,
um,
like playing Warzone or something
yeah, nah, you gotta,
like Skyrim, where you're in this crazy world and every little leaf is moving. It's just like your
yeah,
internet's just chunking and potatoing.
100%. Last
Yeah.
question, then we'll get to the games and the outro. Trying to keep this thing under an hour. You heard? Sean said, since a new gen system is out, what is the best game of previous gen? Well, you got Ghost of Tsushima is my game of
this
my
fucking
lifetime.
guy, bro, right away.
Bro,
Ghost of Tsushima. There's one answer only.
Okay.
One answer only.
Give it to
Grand Theft Auto 5, bro.
Bruh,
It won the old gen of PS3 and Xbox 360. It won the old gen of PS4 and Xbox One. It's about to come out again for PS5 and Xbox Series X. Grand Theft Auto 5 is the only game that can last 3 different decades of gaming or generations of gaming and still make more money than half the stuff coming out.
That's actually completely factual, and I definitely can't argue that for sure. Like, I can't argue that. I'm saying Ghost because it's a personal thing for me, but
yeah,
you can't. There's no argument against GTA 5. It's GTA 5 is the greatest game of all time. I think confirmed. With the amount of I think it's the second highest.
If you go strictly based off numbers, it has the highest sales. It has the highest amount of downloads. It's lasting multiple generations. Like, it's just insane.
Oh, wow. Thoughts on Laser Focus's thoughts on Elon Musk's satellite system for internet access supposed to be fast and you see. Okay,
Elon Musk's an alien, dude. This guy.
Elon Musk is an alien. I think he actually came from another planet.
Here's the possible.
Thing. Laser Focus. If that, see, now I changed my stance completely. I said in the next 100 years, if you give me that kind of tech, if Elon Musk is in charge.
It comes down to affordability. It comes down to affordability because Elon Musk is building a dope car, but not everyone can afford a Tesla. So it comes down to affordability on the actual technology.
Yeah, and he said it's fast, and like if it is like that, then it will be Minecraft to go.
This guy. Somebody ban flying chat, please.
Yeah. Somebody ban our number one supporter if it wasn't on fire with that. Anyway, real quick, just to kind of get to the end of the pod, this has been so much fun actually.
Dude, this has been nuts.
Top gaming releases in 2021. So we're out of 2020. 2021's not any better, but anyway, looking forward to 2022. Game releases. Top 3 that I'm looking forward to: Horizon Forbidden West, which won't win Game of the Year. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, and then Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I don't know if that's a remake or if it's the new one. They teased some Mass Effect thing. I don't know if it's coming out this year, or I don't know if the Legendary Edition is just like maybe 1, 2, and 3 remastered. But I think that'll be dope. And then Sai can argue with the numbers. For Minecraft, you're saying, Fly? Minecraft is wildly popular. Like, no question.
And Minecraft been around a minute too. That's another game.
Minecraft been around generational for sure. 100%.
I'll just run through my games. So I'm looking forward to Returnal. Returnal looks like a crazy what's the name? Single player story driven game.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've seen it. We saw it. I think it's a Game Awards or something like that.
Yeah.
It looked really cool. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Outriders. Outriders is extremely similar in looks to Destiny. So it looks like it's something that I would be interested in. Even the characters all look the same. Like, they have a Warlock, Hunter, and Titan. Like, they all look like a Destiny character. And from what I'm hearing to the people who had early access to play like the beta and stuff like that, it seemed to be fun. So I'm excited for that to come out at some point during the year. And then obviously Horizon 2 was my GOAT back in the day. I can't wait for this game to come out. This Aloy story just continues to get more intense, and it's just a cool, unique game. Like I said for Horizon 1, it's Zelda with robots, with robot dinosaurs. Like that's how it feels to me. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's dope. That's dope.
A bonus game that I'm looking forward to, and this is going to be probably something we do on the pod channel, is It Takes Two from our boy Fares.
Yes, yes, Joseph Fares. We played one of the greatest gaming experience I ever had.
By the way, chat, anyone listening in the pod, if you go to our YouTube channel and look up the horseshoes,
oh my God,
you'll see the greatest piece of content on YouTube.
Oh my God,
this man tries the GOAT at horseshoes. I'll just say that. But
we were playing. No. What was that game called? Breakout, or we were playing. Joseph Fares came out with a game that he presented at the Game Awards where he was like cursing and drunk.
Yeah, he was out of his mind.
It was about two guys who were playing a simultaneous story.
A Way Out. It was A Way Out. I think.
No Way Out. Yeah, or A Way Out.
Yeah.
And it's a co-op, and me and Cy played that, and yeah, check out the horseshoes segment.
It's honestly incredible.
Oh my God, it's really freaking fun.
But yeah, no, It Takes Two comes from the same developer, and we'll probably do that on the channel together. He makes crazy co-op games where you're seeing everyone's point of views flip and stuff. He's very unique about it. And a bonus segment that I just want to touch on.
Yeah.
Remakes I understand nostalgia because I have it too, and I want to see like my favorite game come back with updated graphics and new story avenues to explore. Can they stop being nominated for like Game of the Year and stuff like that? I mean, these games are like 15 years old. Like Final Fantasy VII was 15 years old. Whatever, PlayStation 1. Like, it's not Game of the Year to me. Like Resident Evil 2. Yeah, cool. It had extra story cutscenes or whatever. Like, it's not a new game. It should not be Game of the Year in my opinion. But
it's to be honest with you, real quick, it's kind of like cheating to me.
It is.
If you can make a remake, here's a reality.
It's lazy.
A base game that did very well. You take a base game that did well, and then you kind of remake and kind of remaster it and add things to a base game that was already wildly popular, and you're like, this is our remake. It's kind of cheating. It's like saying like it's like I don't even know an analogy to compare it to, but you're like saying you're taking like, I don't know, it's just you're taking something that's already been developed that's awesome, and like it's like, okay, The Last of Us, if Last of Us did a Last of Us 1 remake in 2 years, like that's not fair. Like, don't put that up for Game of the Year. It already came out. You know?
Well, it's a valid point, and I agree with you. But in principle, like that actual game is not new, so it shouldn't be up against. You're having a complete fandom video game being nominated against new IPs. It's kind of like, it's unfair.
It's like Fly. If we were all gonna play in a 2v2 tournament, and I'm like, yo, get your team, I'll get my team, and then I brought in like Michael Jordan, like, yeah, he's old, but like it's still cheating because he's Michael Jordan still. Like, you're using a base that's already been known for greatness and then adding to it. Like, to me, this is our opinion. It's not. I don't think that's fair. But some people love the remake, so I can't knock them for loving it.
I'm not knocking them.
Yeah.
I want to see more remakes of cool games that from the past. It's just award wise, I feel like they shouldn't compete.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think that's it, my guy.
Hey, let's get it, baby.
Episode 33. Let's go.
Laser Focus said, bring back old games like Space Invaders. Yeah, you know what?
Facts, man. Like a crazy. All right. So going off of that, Try, I sent you a video not too long ago of me playing Tetris FX.
Oh yeah.
That's basically like a remake. It's a twist on Tetris. That game is nuts for Tetris. Like there's crazy visual effects, music, all kinds of things going on. It's a remake of an old classic, and I appreciate it. I would never say that this game is better than a new game that came out. It shouldn't compete together.
Yeah, I would love to see like games, like old school games, get remastered and stuff. Fly said, if you want new Space Invaders, look up Nova Drift on Steam. That's dope. That's dope.
Yo, I'll check that out.
Shout out. Yo, definitely. Yo, shout out to everybody that came through, man. This has been amazing. Like you guys came through. We're trying to keep this show under an hour, but we appreciate the love and support. We're gonna do. I'm getting Injustice 2, by the way. I expect matches, fam.
Hey, we'll get into it.
See you.
We'll get into it.
Thank you to everybody for coming through. We're gonna try to do an episode every 2 weeks at this same time, maybe 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock. We'll see how the schedule goes. But
depends on life. It could be Saturday, it could be Sunday, it could be.
Yeah, we want to try to be as consistent as possible because we want to build this thing back up and get back to doing what we love. And we appreciate our first episode, everybody that came through. Fly, Kane, Laser Focus, Esoteric,
One Shot, Spartacus,
One Shot, Spartacus, everybody, Peaches, Sean, everybody that came through. We really appreciate you.
Tech.
We're gonna try to really, Tech. Shout out to Tech. We're gonna really do this thing. If Fly, Sai, you want to just tell them where they can hit you, do your little outro for
yes, sir. You can find me at twitch.tv/Scythex. I will be live in a little bit. Probably rocking with Fly, I think. So come through and check us out.
Go check them out. Hit the follow. Hit the.
You can. Yes, sir. You can also. Who won the free COVID vaccine? Try thoughts.
Because you asked, let's pick a winner. I'm gonna just type in a name randomly, and we're gonna see who wins. Let me see if this works. Random type go. Oh wow, look at that. Laser Focus won the COVID vaccine. We're actually gonna send it out. We're gonna send it via mail in a refrigerated container. So just look for that. You know what? We're actually gonna send it to you in an email. We're gonna email you an attachment with the COVID, and then you go to your 3D printer and print it out, and then you administer it. And then we'll send you the second shot when you come back for the next pod. How does that sound? All right, I think that's good. Now, Laser Focus, whoever that is a beast. We appreciate you coming through.
Facts.
Never seen you before, but you are unbelievably amazing, as are the rest of the people in here.
Yeah, man, chat was popping tonight. I appreciate every one of you. Like I said, you can find me at twitter.com/Scythex_. You can find the podcast at FNG Podcast _. Again, you can find us on Instagram. We, put a picture out there once every 10 years. So when PlayStation 6 comes out, look out for that Instagram photo. Besides finding Try at onlyfans.com/Trygun411, where else can they find you, bud?
I do not have an OnlyFans, please God. Do not look me up. Do not send me a message. If you send me a message about my OnlyFans, I will block you, confirmed. You can find me on Twitter at Trygun4848, and you can find my struggling Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Trygun411. And that's it, baby. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, though. That's where we do most of our talking and ranting and goings on. So
big things are coming, fam. Big things are coming.
No, big things are coming. We got some behind the scenes stuff that we're working on to grow the channel. And listen, tell your grandmother, tell your sister, tell your dog, tell your gerbil, whoever you can, tell them about us. Tell them that we're the craziest 2 beta males in the whole industry. My boy, confirmed. Nah, we're actually both alphas, I think. Well, maybe. Well, so I did win Beta Streamer of the Year. But anyway, Appreciate y'all coming through. This has been awesome. And 1 month equals tree fitty.
Tree fitty. Facts.
Oh man.
You got that Prime membership. You get it for free.
Hey, let's go.
Let's go. All right. I think that's it. I
Yeah,
appreciate everybody. Thank you for coming to episode 33. And it will be on Apple, Google Play, and Spotify when I can figure out how to fucking use those systems again. So look out for them if you want to listen back. Appreciate you guys. And we out.
Hey.